Fellow learners, myself Dr. Sujata Naik, Professor and Head, Mechanical Engineering Department, Manav Rachna University. I welcome you all for the course Renewable Energy Technology and their uses. In this particular session, I am going to discuss the topic on thermal efficiency of dryer. Today's discussion points will be what is drying and why drying is required. What are the parameters affecting the drying? I will be discussing various drying techniques and equipments used for solar crop drying. What are the components of solar drying unit and various variables controlling the rate of drying. And lastly, I will be discussing on the thermal efficiency of the solar drying system, and I will solve few numericals based on the solar drying unit. What is drying and why drying is required? Drying is the process of removal of moisture from a product. Drying involves both heat and mass transfer operation simultaneously. Then why drying is required? Now, drying helps in increased shelf life of perishable products such as agricultural produce, food items, which also stabilizes their prices. Second, it helps farmer to fetch higher returns by selling a better quality product. Third, it reduces requirement of storage space. Fourth, it helps in handling, transport and distribution of crops. What are the characteristics parameters of a drying? There are three parameters. First one is the product parameters, second process air parameters, third is the dryer parameters. Under the product parameters, it depends on the initial moisture content of the product, it depends on the final moisture content of the product, and it also depends on the heat of vaporization of the product. Under process air parameters, it depends on the temperature of drying air, it depends on the relative humidity of the drying air, and it depends on the air flow through the drying system. Under third parameters, these include width, height or diameter of the dryer and length of the dryer. I would like to mention an important note here. The type of drying product, the method of drying and the meteorological parameters at the place where drying is taking place affects the above parameters. What are the drying techniques? There are four drying techniques. First, open air drying, second, firewood or fuel drying, third, electrical drying, and fourth one is solar drying. Here I discuss the comparison of various drying techniques. As I mentioned in earlier slides, there are four drying techniques. I will discuss here what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of various drying techniques. First is the open air drying. The advantages are no investment is required, no fuel is required. Disadvantages are the product is exposed to various risks such as dust, birds, animals, ants, rain, etc. The second disadvantage is it takes a long time to dry. Third is the quality of drying is not satisfactory. Since it is exposed to dust, it is either under dried or over dried. The example of an open air drying is cloth drying. The second drying technique is firewood or fuel drying. The advantages is it is quicker than the open air drying. The disadvantages are it requires investment in fuel, it requires investment in building for installing dryer box, it pollutes the environment, and the quality of dried product may be affected by the smoke. Example of this drying technique is cooking and heating equipment. The third drying technique is electrical drying. The drying is quicker than the open air drying and fuel wood drying. It is a fastest drying process. The quality of dried product is good. The disadvantages are the dryer is costly, The dryer requires grid electricity which may not be available in rural areas. The dryer has to be installed in building which need investment. The drying is environment friendly if it is powered by generator. The examples of electrical drying is cloth dryer, washing machine, etc. The fourth one is the solar drying. The advantages of the solar drying is it is affordable, easy to maintain, easy to operate, it is well controlled and quicker drying, it is environment friendly. The disadvantages are it requires introduction to technology, the dryer should be operated properly to have good quality of dried products. The examples are food items, crop drying, etc. Then what are the different kind of energy sources available for heating of ambient air? The heating of ambient air can be done by various ways, by making use of different kinds of energy sources. These are first electricity which is used in electric heater for heating ambient air. In furnace, oil is used to produce steam. In boiler, gas is used to produce steam. In solar air heater, solar energy is used for heating the ambient air. In gasifier, biomass or wood is used for heating the ambient air. The last two options, solar energy and biomass, are still not popular because of various reasons such as climatic factor and initial investment cost. Here I want to mention an important note that in present world of energy crisis, the availability of the commercial energy such as electricity, gas, coal and oil is going to be continuously depleting, and also it is becoming costlier. Therefore, the last two options have to be considered seriously. Making use of solar energy and biomass for drying may be termed as energy substitution, where these renewable energies are substituted for the commercial energy used in conventional drying. In this session, I will focus on solar drying methods due to following reason. First, it is affordable and easy to maintain and easy to operate. It is environment friendly and pollution free. It is well controlled and quicker drying process. And lastly, it does not require a specialized manpower. Then what are the different modes of drying? There are three modes of drying which are widely practiced. These are, first one is the open sun drying, where the products to be dried is spread on a clean surface and solar radiation falls on the surface of the product. Second is the direct mode drying. Here the product is heated directly by the sun rays and moisture is removed by the natural circulation of air due to density differences. The third mode is indirect mode of drying. Here the black surface hits the incoming air rather than directly hitting the substance to be dried. The heated air is then passed over the substance to be dried and exits upward through the chimney, taking moisture released from the substance with it. Then what are the types of equipment used for crop or agricultural drying? Solar dryers are used for agricultural or crop drying. What is solar dryer? Now, solar dryers are the device that use solar energy to dry substance, especially crops or food. There are two types of dryer, direct and indirect dryer. In direct dryer, here the substance or food items to be dried is placed directly on the surface where the material is directly exposed to the sun. They have a black absorbing surface which collects light and convert it into heat or thermal energy. In case of the indirect dryer, the black surface hits the incoming air rather than directly hitting the substance to be dried. This heated air is then passed over the substance and exits through the chimney, taking the moisture from the substance with heat. I am showing the schematic diagram of solar drying system. How does a solar drying system look like? Let me explain the working principle of the solar dryer. It has three components: solar air heater, air handling unit, and third one is the drying unit. In this case, when solar radiation falls on the glass surface, part of the solar radiation reflected back to the atmosphere, rest is transmitted through the glass cover and absorbed by the blackened surface of the solar air heating unit. That absorbed light is converted into heat or thermal energy, which heat up the ambient air or inlet air and supplied to the drying chamber, where the product to be dried are kept. Then the heated air is passed over the substance and exit upward through the chimney by taking moisture from the product. This is the working principle of the solar drying unit. Then what are the components of the solar dryer units? The first component is air heating unit. It is otherwise called solar air collector, which is used to heat the ambient air. Second component is air handling unit. The air handling unit consists of blower if it is a force mode dryer and a suitable ductwork. The air handling unit takes heated air from the solar air collector and sends it to the drying unit, and more air is required to transfer heat to the products to evaporate the moisture present. Then it is needed to transport vapor from the drying unit. Third component is drying unit. The drying takes place in this unit, where heated air extract moisture from the product to be dried. Then what are the advantages of solar dryer? What is the need of a solar dryer? In rainy season and winters, due to presence of moisture, a foul smell develops in food grain and there is possibility of growth of pests. Second, it provides safe and protected environment from pest, rain, wind, dust, etc. for crop drying. Third advantage is drying in direct sun has the risk of damaging the complete harvest due to rainfall. Fourth, it is a controlled drying process and better quality of product is obtained. Then the solar dryers are portable dryer with low maintenance, which can be used in rural areas where electricity and skilled manpower are in less supply. What are the variables for controlling the rate of drying? There are essentially two variables which control the rate of drying. First, the rate at which heat is supplied to the product. Second, the rate of removal of moist air surrounding the product. The rate of drying can be controlled either by the relative humidity of the surrounding air or by controlling the heat supplied, or by both relative humidity or heat supplied. As we all know, solar energy is not continuous in nature, it is intermittent in nature. Due to intermittent nature of solar radiation, conditions of controlled drying can be achieved only by a careful design of dryer and adopting an appropriate drying strategy. Then what is the formula for calculating efficiency of a solar drying system? Now efficiency, as we all know, can be calculated output by input. The output here is the useful energy collected divided by input is the how much solar radiation incident on the collector into collector area, where A is the gross collector area in meter square, I is the solar insolation in watt per meter square, eta is the efficiency, Q is the rate of useful energy gain, that is in watt. Then we can use one formula for calculating useful heat Q. Q equal to Ma into Ca into To minus Ta, where Ma is the mass of the air, that is in kg, Ca specific heat of the air, that is in kilocalorie per kg into degree centigrade, To is the outlet air temperature in degree centigrade, and Ta is the ambient air temperature in degree centigrade. By using this formula, you can also calculate the area of the solar collector. The area equal to Q divided by efficiency into solar intensity. Here the solar air collector may have a lifespan varying from 10 to 30 years depending upon the materials and process used, and also the way solar collector unit is maintained. Let us take one example. 1 ton of rice is to be dried from 24% moisture content to 14% moisture content. Determine the amount of water to be removed. Here the weight of the rice is 1 ton, 1 ton equal to 1000 kg, and 24% is the initial moisture content of the product and 14% is the final moisture content of the product. You must have studied the moisture content in your previous unit. First we calculate the moisture content. The moisture content by using the following formula. The moisture content equal to the weight of the water divided by the total weight of the product. Here the product is rice. The initial moisture content of this product is 24%, means 0.24, equal to weight of the water divided by total weight. Here total weight is 1000 kg. Then we calculate the weight of the water obtained from this moisture content. Then we calculate the what will be the dry amount of the product. Now dry product equal to 1000 is the initial weight of the product minus weight of the water, that is 240 kg. The weight of the dry product will be 760 kg. Then the final moisture content of the product is 14%. Then again we calculate the weight of the water for the moisture content 14%, the 0.14 equal to weight of the water divided by weight of the water plus weight of the dry product. Then we calculate the weight of the water present when the moisture content is 14%, it is calculated as 124 kg. Then finally the weight of water removed from the 1000 kg of rice equal to 240 minus 124 equal to 116 kg. Let us take one more example. The heat required to evaporate water is 2.26 kilojoule per kg. Determine the energy required to dry the 116 kg rice. First, the heat required to evaporate 1 kg of rice, it requires 2.26 kilojoule energy. Then the heat required to evaporate 116 kg rice will be 116 into 226 kilojoule. The result will be 262 kilojoule. Then what is the heat required for drying products? The heat required for drying products can be calculated by the following expression. Q equal to M1 minus M2 divided by 100 minus M2 into W into lambda plus WCP delta T, where M1 is the initial moisture content of the product, that is in wet basis. M2 is the final moisture content of the product, that is in wet basis. 100 minus M2, here W is the initial weight of the product to be dried in kg. Lambda is the latent heat of vaporization in kilocalorie per kg plus WCP delta T, where Cp is the specific heat of the product and delta T is the temperature difference between the drying and ambient air, that is in degree centigrade. And finally, What is the formula used for the thermal efficiency of a dryer? Now, thermal efficiency of a dryer, that is eta T. Eta stands for efficiency, T stands for thermal. It can be calculated as how much energy is required for the moisture evaporation from the product divided by total energy supplied to the dryer. And in earlier slide we have already calculated how much energy will be required for moisture evaporation, that is M1 minus M2 divided by 100 minus M2 into W lambda plus WCP delta T and divided by the total energy supplied to the dryer will be the solar radiation into the collector area. Let us sum up the today's contents. We learn that the solar dryers are more effective than the open sun drying and also have lower operating cost than the mechanized dryer. We studied the components of solar drying units, what are the characteristics parameters used for drying, what are the variables affecting the rate of drying, and lastly we calculate the formula for solar drying system and calculate the formula for the thermal efficiency of the dryer. Hope this session would be beneficial for you all. Thank you.